Sri Ramana Paravidyopanishad, the supreme science of the self as taught by Sri Ramana. We bow our heads to Holy Ramana, the ocean of grace, the infinite, incommensurable, unborn primal divinity, Guru of all gurus, shining in the hearts of all creatures as I. In this verse, the essence of the teaching is indicated. Devotion and self-surrender to the one real being, the real self of all creatures, is shown to be the means of attaining the goal of life, which may be here stated as reintegrating with that being, separateness from it being the original sin and the cause of all evil. Herein is also expressed the saving truth, the unity of the three apparently distinct entities: God, the Guru, and the real self, which was neatly expressed in an ancient work, the Manusalasa, a commentary by Sri Sureshwaracharya on the Sri Dakshinamurti Stotra by Bhagavan Sri Shankaracharya. Homage to Sri Dakshinamurti, manifest in three forms as God, the Guru, and the real self, whose form is infinite as the sky. Dakshinamurti was the name of God when he appeared as the primal Guru and taught the sacred mystery of the supreme state by silence to the four sages Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara. Bhagavan, our Master, has said that these three are the three stages of divine grace. First, God, then the Guru, and last, the real self. This will be explained later. The subject of this revelation is next stated. In this work is expounded the teaching about the natural state of the real self, known as right awareness, which was taught in the Mandukya and other Upanishads, and which has now been taught by that same divine Guru, along with the means thereto, as experienced by himself. Both the ancient Upanishads and these new Upanishads have been given out by the same teacher, for all sages and gurus are one, being identical with the Supreme Being, the Self of all. It is to be noted that the state of deliverance, the goal of all aspirants, is styled the natural state, because even now we are all in that state, our sense of being in other states being an illusion. Bhagavan, our Master, took on a human form and even went through sadhana, means of reaching the goal, so that he could teach us by his own experience. How one becomes a disciple is next briefly described. Becoming keenly aware that worldly life is full of misery because it is infested with desire and fear, one should approach a guru, a sage who is free from those bad forces, and after doing reverence to his holy feet, should question him about how to become free. Worldly life is full of misery because of one's subjection to desires and fears that never cease but only change their form. Only one whose attachments have been weakened by the realization that true and lasting happiness is not to be had in this worldly life is ripe for discipleship. Such a one should seek out a competent guru who is free from the bondage he wants to escape from, and who is a sage who always abides in the aforesaid natural state. Reverence to the Guru is imperative because the ego, which is the seed of all evil, has to be eliminated in due course, not pampered. The sage will give out in reply the supreme secret confirmed by the uniform experience of all sages. If you know yourself, there is no suffering for you. If you suffer, it only means that you do not know yourself. Since you have no suffering in deep sleep, this suffering is only falsely ascribed to yourself. Realize the truth of yourself by the resolve to know it, and thereafter remain in your own true nature, which is bliss. The real self transcends the mind and is therefore unaffected by pleasure and pain. These are in and of the mind alone. The proof of this is that these are experienced only when the mind is functioning, as in waking and dream, and not when the mind is still, as in deep sleep. To be free from suffering, the only means, therefore, is to become aware of one's real self by the quest taught by Bhagavan, our Guru. The self does not need to be made happy. It is itself happiness. This very teaching appears in brief in the Tamil book Kaivalya Navanitam, and Bhagwan gave it out as the essence of his own teaching. Is that all? What about the contents of the Upanishads and the rest of the sacred lore? This teaching of the Guru is the very essence of all Upanishads. All the texts of the latter are just commentaries on this teaching.